Hi, this is Gilles, the radio prepper. It's awfully hot today. I have a towel around my neck. It's just amazingly hot. I don't have air conditioning, so that makes it even worse. Anyway, my channel is mostly about radio. Of course, you know that, radio prepper, so a radio with a focus on prepping. But I don't really talk about prepping, and maybe I should do that more. Just let me know. But today I decided to do something different and talk more about prepping. Of course, I'll be talking about radio as well. And today will be about my bug out, or I should say my inch bag. I'm never coming home bag. Now, I started like a lot of people with an EDC, everyday carry, which I still have, and I carry this everywhere I go. It goes with me all the time. I have a first aid kit in here, and I'll show you that later. I'll show you the contents. Of course, the contents of this bag would go into my inch bag when the time came. And I used to have another bag. I know there's a lot of bags, right? I used to have a get home bag. Now, get home bag is a bag that you would have with you when you go a little further from home and something happens and you need to get back home. So you need all the stuff in that bag that you might need on the way, maybe 2-3 days on foot. And that's a get home bag. And that was my get home bag, the Hazard 4. All right, you'll see it, well, this one maybe not, but so the get home bag I thought about, and really, is it a good idea? Because you're away from home, something happens, what's telling you that you'll be able to go back home? Maybe not. Maybe the area is going to be dangerous, some kind of contamination, a tsunami, flood. You don't know if you're going to be able to go home. So, in my opinion, you might as well have an inch bag with you. I'm never coming home bag. Then you have everything you need, just in case. Now, of course, there is the bug out bag, the proverbial bug out bag. And to me, a bug out bag is a bag that you have with all the gear that you need, but to go to a certain destination, so you know where you're going. Either it's a friend with a farm, or you have a property somewhere isolated, or, but you have a destination, you know where you're going. That's what a bug out bag is for. So you have EDC, everyday carry, get home bag, which I don't recommend because you never know if you're going to be able to go back home to get your other bag or whatever else you need. The bug out bag, that's where you know where you're going. And again, are you going to be able to get there? So maybe you should have an inch bag for everything. And an inch bag, which I'm going to show you, which is a bag that, is going to have everything you need to survive no matter what. And I did make myself one. I just bought a cheap bag on AliExpress. It was like 60 euros. I think it was it's a clone or a copy, a pale copy of of an Eberlestock. And here it is. Now it's full. So AliExpress, it has a scabbard in the back. You can put something long in it, like a spider beam telescopic mast, pockets on the side, and you can open it through the front here and put all your stuff in it, basically. So the quality actually for the price isn't too bad. I mean, I was surprised that for 60 euros I could get something like that. Now, would it be as durable or, comfortable as an Eberlestock or, the other big name brands? Probably not. So I decided to get a better one. And this one is an Eberlestock. I used to have an Eberlestock low drag. I think it was the X3 low drag. This one is the Gunslinger 2. You're going to see it in detail, don't worry. With an aluminum frame. It also has the scabbard here. Pocket up front. You can open it from the front and from the top. You can extend the scabbard here at the bottom. So it has a very nice harness, and it's 2100 cubic inches, which is not a whole lot, but that's on purpose because I'm 58 years old and my back hurts. I'm not in a good, physical shape. I'm not going to be carrying a 100-pound bag. It's just not going to happen, guys. I mean, you have to be realistic, and I'm trying to be realistic and objective in my choices. I'm not going to carry such a heavy bag. So by having a smaller bag, 2100 cubic inches, I limit myself to the strict minimum. And I think it's important, because if you're overloaded, you're just not going to make it. Yeah, you can't run, you can't walk for a long distance, it's just nothing you can do. Someone is going to take that bag and make good use of it, and it's not going to be you. I took a smaller bag, and I know I'm going to have less stuff in it, but hey, you have to make choices, and hopefully I made the right ones. We'll see that, because I'm going to transfer everything I have from the old bag to the new bag and show you every item along the way. So I'll start with the EDC, everyday carry, and I have here some ear protections. I have a whistle, I have a flashlight, and a lighter. I used to have a little Swiss pocket knife here that I had right in there, but I can't carry it anymore, because in France now we can't even carry this. So in the front pocket I often have a notepad, I have pens, I have sometimes my wallet, papers, things like that. On the side pocket here I have a small PMR radio, and so that's USB rechargeable, very important. And I have a Yaesu VX7R, which is probably the best prepping radio you could ask for, with a rat tail. I have a video on that. So these two can communicate together, if needed. I also have a Meshtastic node, but it's often in my pocket, so otherwise it will be in this bag. Actually, I have one in here, I'll show you. And in the other pocket here I have some medication, aspirin, I have some betadine, and I have some hydroalcoholic gel. Now in the mesh pocket here on the front, the cover, I have this neck girdle. So that's for the sun, I mean, you put that around your neck and up to your nose. No comments. And I have wedges. These are a couple rubber wedges. Actually feels more like a TPU. So this is to block a door, basically. You never know. I have another lighter. I have one of those keys that open all those service doors, Few cables, USB cables. I have a thermal camera that I can put on my phone. I have a video about that as well. I also have a Meshtastic node here that is also a battery pack. I have a video on that. It's Heltec. It's the mesh pocket. So battery bank for my phone to recharge, wirelessly. Meshtastic node built in. And I have another power bank here, standard. Now the pièce de résistance, that's this first aid kit. So it's not an IFAK. An IFAK is a piece of equipment that it's basically a trauma kit that you would have on you, on your belt, let's just say on your person, not in a bag. This is just a first aid kit, so it's pretty complete. I even have, since now I'm a range officer at my range, I have some chest seals, airway stuff, tourniquet, shears, hemostat, Israeli bandage, Celox clotting powder. I have a bunch of stuff, survival cover, whatever. I should really add some wound packing gauze with the quick clot in it. So, but it's not bad. I mean, it's pretty complete, and I'm certified to administer first aid. So that's it for the EDC. I'm going to move the get home bag away here. We'll look at the Eberlestock. So that's the new bag, which has a pocket here. You can actually open from the front and the top. There's a small compartment with a rubberized zipper. not big. The zippers are very good quality. You see they have those rubberized loops here. And you have an organizer pouch here on the top. Space for 2 magazines or a radio or anything like that. It's an organizer pouch basically. Another zipper here. You can put a lot of stuff in there. There's things that you would use on a regular basis. Now if I open the front of the bag, you see you have quite a bit of volume here. You have pockets on the sides, pockets here for water bladders, and you have mesh here. I mean not mesh, you have moly on the inside of the bag. That's like a velvet kind of finish, kind of fabric. And here of course you can open it from the top. So it doesn't have the side pockets like the Chinese, I think it's a knockoff of another Eberlestock. But it has pockets here, and hopefully what's in here I can put in there. So that's the new bag, and we're going to look at what's in the old one now. So in the side pockets here, I had those 2 items here. I have a Basha, which is a tarp, basically a 2x2 meters tarp from the British Army. So Basha, it's camo and it's waterproof, absolutely necessary. And actually those bags fit in the pockets here on the side of the bag of the Eberlestock, which I'm very glad it does, because I don't think I could have put them on the inside. So one here, I'll put the other one on the other side. So this one is a BV bag. A BV bag is a bag basically that you put over your sleeping bag and makes it waterproof, so you can sleep outside. I'm not so much a proponent of using a tent, because the problem with a tent is that while you're in it, you don't see anything on the outside of the tent. And you hear noise or anything suspicious, it takes you a while to get out of a tent. And someone can just smash your tent, and I mean, it could be a bear or someone with a baseball bat, I don't know. But you're very vulnerable in a tent. By the way, I will get water bladders for the inside of the bag here, although it's, water is very heavy, but well, you can't do without it. Those I chose can also be used with a filter that's actually screws into the bladder. Okay, so here I have a solar panel. It's wrapped in aluminum foil for EMP protection. It's a USB solar panel. I think it's like 13 watts. So just enough to recharge my batteries, my mesh plastic node, my radios. Toothpaste. Oh, this is something my friend Xavier gave me. It's a light, actually. You can, I think you can put water on, pee on it or something like that, and and it's a light, and it just works without a battery. Salt and water, yeah, okay, salty water, or yeah, you can actually pee on the light and it turns on. Excellent. I have a poncho. This is a mosquito net. Whoops. Oh, here I have a kukri knife. It's from Ontario Knives. I think I may replace this because it's fairly heavy, and the handle started to move a bit. Ontario Knives no longer exist, I believe, but I may replace this with a saw, because a saw is less noisy, it requires less effort to use, so I'm going to ditch this and put a saw, a foldable saw, in the bag. Spare glasses, toilet paper, water, aluminum. It should be stainless steel, really, not aluminum. This is not a good choice. Water filter, extremely important. This actually should be on your belt, not in the bag. It's a Sawyer Mini. Comes in a complete kit. I have another first aid kit here, which was my IFAK before I turned it into a first aid kit, so I have to redo an IFAK. And basically it's some medication and medication I take, gloves, gauze, and some band here. Not much left in here, but I have a better bag for this. So this is going to be my new expanded first aid kit, which should, I guess it could fit in here pretty much, almost, yeah. I'll do it. That takes a lot of space though, I don't know. We'll see if I'm going to use this or not, I'm not sure. Wool socks. Couple t-shirts. Just put some underwear in there, yeah. And this is the much bigger, more complete first aid kit. Whoops. So maybe I'll put this in the other bag. I'm not sure. That's it's kind of actually it's a nicer bag. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, this pouch here has a lot of stuff. I have a sharpening tool, a monocular, 8 times. I'm gonna get something better than this. I think it's Vertex that makes a very nice one. Another lighter, signaling mirror, Opinel knife, trash bags, fire starter, magnesium, compass. I think that's a toothbrush, might be. Forgot. I think it is. That's just like wooden fork and spoon, not very useful. I should have better than that. Same. Here's a head mosquito net. Survival blanket. Whistle. Soap. Fire starter. And that's it. Oh, I might add some candles maybe. On the top here I had some cordage, paracord, different colors. I probably don't have enough. I don't remember what this is. I think it's another neck thingy. I have 10 pegs. Might need that. I have a... what's that called? Well, anyway, it's to dig a hole when you have to go for other purposes. Stainless steel. And another pair of gloves. Alright, so everything is transferred. Old to new. And I'm going to show you stuff I have on my belt also, which includes a Condor Talon. It's an outdoors knife, basically, you know, nothing special, but it's good carbon steel from Condor. And I have a multi-tool, cheap stuff. I also have a sniper veil here that you can put on your head. You know, I can still see through it, and it hides the your shape, basically. I also have a water canteen from the French military, and I have a pouch coming for this one. It's 1.3 liters. Now for an HF radio, I'm going to have this True SDX by DL2MAN and PE1NMZ. Is it? Yeah, NMZ. Very good radio. It has 5 bands, all modes. And it just sips current, it fits in your hand. I mean, it's the kind of radio you want to have in a BugOut bag, or an inch bag for that matter. I have palm paddles, hand-fed transformer, another one here. Of course, the wire for the paddles. Here I have a 1-ton solar charger for actually I'm not sure I would use that because my charger is a USB charger. This is a 20-volt charger into those 3 18650 cells, so I'm not sure I'm going to keep that, at least for the bag. Very small, very light, and of course I would put that not into this Pelican case but into a metal case. So that's my HF radio. For antennas, I'll have half-wave wires, and also a QRP Guys tri-bander antenna. I also have a video on the tri-bander antenna. By the way, it's an excellent antenna, and I have a Spider Beam 7-meter mast I can use with it. Now I did show you the Yaesu VX7R. I also have this one, Quansheng. I think it's a I forgot. But I made a video on it too. The great thing about it is that you can actually change the firmware and use DSB modulation. So, and you can listen on a wide. You can listen to a lot of stuff on this. So it's cheap. It's USB powered. I mean, I don't think it's waterproof, but it's a good second radio, VHF, UHF radio. Now, if I have any means of transporting something heavier, which might or might not happen, I would take this Zigbee G90. Excellent radio. It's not expensive. It has all bands, 20 watts, and it just works, guys. It's not the greatest, but for the size and it's actually quite heavy. But for the size and the price, it's just, I think it's a good choice. And that would be my second HF radio. I probably will buy a second USDX just because one is none and two is one. So, but this would be my second choice here after the True SDX. There's a lot of stuff I would like to add to this bag, guys, but I just don't want it to be too heavy. It's already 11 kilograms. With the stuff I'm planning to add to it that I'm not going to talk about, it would be twice as much. So it's just, I just want to keep it small, you know. It's not that small, but it's not that big either. So I think it's just the right size. And it has pretty much everything I need in it. So will I ever have to use this? Well, I sure hope not. If I have to take this bag and evacuate, it means, you know, things are really, really bad. I mean, the best thing is, of course, to stay home. Now you have to make choices, you know, do I leave before everyone panics or do I wait much longer? It's just depends on the situation. I can't tell you what to do. I don't even know myself. So it all depends on what kind of catastrophe happens, you know. I don't know. But I think it's a good idea to have a bag like this one with everything in it, including radio, and be ready. And have one for, you know, every member of your family. Keep it simple. I don't think it should be too heavy or have, you know, everything in the kitchen sink in it. But the minimum basically to maybe not be comfortable, but, you know, to survive without struggling too much. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it. I'll add the items that that might be missing in there and that you might have suggested. Who knows? So thanks again, and you have a good one.